And I hope that we are back. Let's make sure that everything is back. There we are. I am back and ready to roll, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. Let's see if I can get tabletop loaded this time. Thank you, Psych J. I appreciate it. So, interestingly enough, the droids did go ahead and go in for the joust. I don't think that favors them. You got Fearless Fangs. You do not want to joust those. And then Dengar, of course. Um, just being Dengar. I really don't think the joust favors Chris here. He's got the Dark Probe Droid out, but he really needs to get away from those fangs, and I think the distance is too close now to do so. I'm gonna try and turn on mod caching. See if loading it from my computer rather than from TTS is the problem. All right, so it was the mod caching. I was finally able to get in. We are loading. Fingers crossed. I'm at 62%. Let's see if we can't get that figured out. So yeah, pretty slow game so far, which is to be expected when you're flying against a droid swarm. Eight ships takes a little bit to get planned and moved. I would hate to see this fielded on an actual table, just because the amount of maneuvering and everything would take for Blinken ever. Um, let's see here. So it looks like Chris is doubling down on the joust. Gonna count on that linked calculations to bring him in. Um, well, messing with the formation a little bit. Just gonna load in on Dengar. Um, I don't know. In this case, I might have gone for the Fangs first, but Dengar with swarm tactics. I mean, he's gonna get PS killed no matter what. All his droids are I3. Well, he's got one I1 in the DGS 047 on there. Everybody else is an I3. So the swarm tactics is largely a point sync. The HMP drone has Kraken and the Dark One probe droids, along with the repulsor lift stabilizers that'll allow it to slip side to side. Um, so yeah, looks like Fen came 5 straight. The question here is, yep, Fen's going to boost stress focus, get in the face of that HMP, and throw that advanced proton torpedo down. Or I guess maybe not, because the advanced proton torpedo is not requires a target lock, and he did not take a target lock. So unless he has, like, there's no instinctive aim because there's no force. So we're just going to go reg dice, and I think he's hoping that with Joy's 4 and Fen's 5, and now Dengar being up in the mid, yeah, he's just oof. Ran over the dark probe droid, so the probe droid I believe is dead now. After an enemy ship overlaps you, that ship rolls an attack die on a focus. You suffer 1 damage. And it's focus, so the probe droid is donezo. He still has 1 more that he can kick out, but the probe droid is no longer for this world. Oh, let's see here. This is going to be, if Chris can survive this round, then he has a chance. That HMP, I'm pretty sure, is not going to be long for this world. He can 1 swipe off the board that, because Joy could shoot at 6 with swarm tactics from Dengar, use her or use her ion torp to take away the 1 evade die that he gets and launch 4 dice into him with a focus and a good dice roll. That's 4 damage. Then Fen's rolling 5 dice. Oh, apparently Dengar is barrel rolling. Oh, for the stress, because then he gets a defensive reroll. That is high level expert play, because bullseye does not matter in this particular case, but he does get a stress for that barrel roll. And it gets him out of red. Still may have a shot, but everybody else, maybe blue has a range shot, but everybody else has nothing. So yeah, DGS is not long for this world, I think. But we're starting with Fenrau. Fenrau with a focus going in on DGS. 5 dice. Let's see what Fen can do. So change your blank to a hit. Change the focus to a hit. Apparently, Fearless is a May, so I don't know if they're going to roll that back or not. Does not look like it. Looks like Dengar put in Loose Stabilizer and Panic Pilot. And now we'll have Joy go in at range 1, 4 dice. I assume he's going to spend Ion Torps here to get rid of the defense, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Yep. Okay. Here we go with the roll. Fearless to change the blank. Spend your focus for 4. There you go. And that is the end of DGS 047. Now the question is, I don't know. So he is stressed from the barrel roll, deleting DGS 47 from the board means that he can't remove that stress. So unless I think you might opt to not shoot Dengar with your droids this turn, and then Dengar can't remove that red. If you choose to shoot at Dengar, Dengar can spend the red, which gives him the sloop or the K turn, which is very bad for a range 3 shot. Opt not to shoot. Opt not to shoot. Come on, Chris. He needs damage, though. Oh, I don't know what to do here. I wouldn't shoot. Me personally, I wouldn't shoot. I'd stress Dengar the F out so he can't spend that stress token. He's going to spend the stress to re-roll it. Two hits. Spend your stress. Spend your stress. All right. So, sorry guys, I was updating the overlay there so we can see where we're at. Let's see. Dengar is down one shield. So he traded one shield on Dengar for Kraken. And false transponder codes is down. Uh, I see Fen doing a too hard because he's just going to keep jamming Fen. Talon roll out of Joy. And then I don't know if Dengar spent his stress on the attack because Dengar should be stressed from the barrel roll, and I don't see one. So if he spent it on the attack, then that's fine. But if he is stressed, Dengar is going to take a while because he's making right hand turns, which is not going to be fun for him. Because if I'm right, Dengar's dial does not have blues turning right. Master dial. Yeah. Everything right is either white or red. So for the next couple of rounds, Dengar can't turn around and he's not going to be able to shed that stress unless he finds a way to launch an attack. Um, which may be why that jamming beam is there. Um, if he can flip that jamming beam and just take a jamming beam shot to allow him to re-roll, then he might be able to get rid of that stress so that he can turn around next turn. This turn he is excuse me, stream. This turn he is pretty much locked into, I would venture to say, a one bank. Maybe even let him one. Well, Joy's got to move first because you can't swarm tactics during the maneuvering, if you will, because it's at the start of engagement. So Joy will move first. I think we see a Talon out of Joy and a too hard out of Fen. Well, we can't see a Talon out of Joy. She's stress boosted, so we're gonna see a too hard out of Joy, and then probably a too hard out of Fen, and then a one bank with Dengar here. Those droids are going to try and get on that rock so that they can have a little bit more defensive opportunity there. Um, I don't know which droids are going to go for the rock. Maybe green and yellow bank and go for the other rock and just sit there and wait. So Well, it looks like Chris went for the blocks and got them. Fen still gets what he wants here. Did he do the one straight with Dengar? Yeah, Dengar just did the one straight, which luckily did not cause him to bump. We'll see a couple of droids die here, probably. Looks like red took a crit. Crit is a hull breach. Oh, Fen bumped, so there's no focuses there, so just 2 hits. That's a blessing. Let's see here. Joy cannot shoot red, and she's only got range 2 shots elsewhere, so looks like she is going into brown, I would assume. Okay, crit's good. Oh, blue. Sorry, she's going into blue. Blue is going to take hit crit, so that is 4. And the crit for blue is blinded pilot. There we go. Chris is just trying to put damage in, and the fangs are doing what fangs do at range 1. Got 2 hits, spinning the calc. And that is That is a dead Fenrau. That is some breathing room. Yes, definitely some breathing room for Chris. We've got no damage on Joy, 1 damage on Dengar, but Fen is off the board. That was a lot of range 2 shots, and that is where Fen does not want to be. So that block was definitely key there, stopping them from doing their maneuvers. We've got 1 health down on red, 2 health down on blue, and a dead HMP drone there. Yep, and now you just blast into Dengar. You don't have to worry about shots coming back from anybody. Just roll fire. Come on, Chris. That's what you need. 3 hits. Start pumping into Dengar here a little bit. And of course, Dengar evades 2 of it because he's Dengar and that's what he does. But down another shield. Death by 1,000 cuts is still death nonetheless. So we're going into Dengar again. He has his calculate. Does he have a friendly to spend? They've got networked. Do you spend them here? Yeah, you do. Go for the gold. Go for gold. Just spends 2, calculates. Let's see what we can do with Dengar. Dengar gets 1 out of that, so that is going to be a shield and a damage card for Dengar. It's looking at R4B11, but R4B11 is only when you shoot, so you can't re-roll anything. So he does take that damage card. Oh, he's taking a shot back at red. He does get. Oh, and red's got a stress. Do you? Oh, red rolls out 2 eyes. He is going to spend 1 calc. So red's going to eat a hit and a crit, which I believe will be the end of red. And the crit was hull breach. Not a big deal. No one cares. You're dead anyway. That was a big round for Chris. He took a very, very large piece off the board. As we go back in, I don't know. It looks like Dengar is not stressed, so we're probably going to see either a sloop or a K turn. Dengar's far enough back, he should be able to fit the 4K in there. The 3 sloop is odd because of the angle. I'm not sure. And I don't know what Joy is going to do. We'll see what the droids do. I think the droids are just hoping to lock them down in the corner of the board and just continue to shoot. Um, do you take Brown and try and punch it into that hole there where Dengar needs to go in order to be able to turn around? Yeah, I think you take Brown Droid and go 2 or 3 straight to block up the 4K. You do blue down a little bit to block the sloop, and then you take the rest and point them at where Dengar is going to bump. And just continue to punish Dengar as much as humanly possible here. What do you think, Jay? Just waiting for them to set the millions of dials. There it is. A little different than I would have done it, but that blocks out any possible turnarounds that Dengar has. That blocks the 3 sloop, it blocks the 4K, and gives him potentially 4 shots. Droid takes calculate. The only issue is Joy may be able to pull off a Talon. We'll see what happens here. Separatist bumps. If that 3 sloop clears here, I'm going to lose my mind. I don't think it'll clear because that's a lot of gum in the works. Chris playing really aggressive here. All right, so Joy just getting out of Dodge, saying she doesn't want to play this game. Clear that stress. So Joy is safe. Dengar is not. Dengar is most assuredly not safe at this point. We will see what he tries to do. I would have guessed either a 4K or a 3 sloop. Because then you're turning left, right? If you can get turned around, then you're turning left. He's going to barrel roll Joy. Up and forward. And then what is Stengi doing? Nope, 2 bank, which... Oh, no. So Dengar is now touching droid 6, which is brown. Yeah, droid 6 is brown, so the only shot Dengar has this round is going to be on blue. I think we delete blue. I think blue is deleted here. We'll see what happens, because you don't spend those calculates to save blue. Blue's only got 1 hull left anyway, and is sitting on a blinded. So 4 on 2. Dengar has no mods. We'll see what happens here, but I'm pretty sure blue dies this round. Not with a roll like that, it doesn't. 1 no hits. That is a blank out. Greedo can change a hit to a crit, but you've got no way of... Oh, that's a feel bad for Dengar. Blue obviously can't do anything, but he'll do a 1 hard next turn. Brown is out, so we've got 4 range 1 shots that Dengar cannot reply to. So 4 unanswered 3 dice shots. Only one of them has mods, so we're going to see a lot of naked dice on naked dice and a lot of prayers on Chris's part. Oh, man. All right, so obviously we're going range 1 into Dengar. It's the only target he's got. What are the dice gods giving him? Nothing. He will spend the calculate from yellow for 1. Oh, from a hit to a crit? Oh, Dengar's eating a crit. That crit is blinded pilot, folks. So on his attacks, he can only modify with force until he fixes that. Pulls 2 hits out. Spend the calculate. Spend blues, calculate. Or can you? They got to be range 1 of each other. They are not range 1. So no calculate sharing. Oh, because that's right. Dengar was not able to spend Greedo, so he gets an automatic crit every turn that he rolls a hit. Dengar gets fuel leak. That's another hit crit with the fuel leak will be 3. Depending on what the other crit is, we'll see. So that's a hit, which does nothing. And it was a loose stabilizer. That is a dead Dengar because of that fuel leak. Joy's good, but I don't know that Fearless Joy is good enough to swallow a swarm. I wouldn't scoop. Play it out. You got 26 minutes, but oof. Whole lot of bumping. Joy is doing a Talon. Turn around and get some shots. Joy might. I think you try to erase green here because green's got your range 1 fearless shot. Green eats a fuel leak. And a wounded pilot. Oh, that's dead green. Got a range 3 shot on Joy here. Two hits, nice. Evades. Joy is not having these droids today. Whew. So we are down to one, two, three, four, four undamaged drones, one drone on one health left, and a full health but stressed Joy. So Joy's got to do a two maneuver here. So it's either going to be a two straight or a two bank left. Maybe the two hard, but that gives you no shots. So hopefully Chris goes in for the block, hopefully. So it does look like a whole lot of blocking going on. There's Joy. Joy went for the two bank right, hoping for that bump. Does clear the stress though. She'll get a shot at brown or yellow, or white, whichever, brown, yellow, or white. Um, Not blue, which is the only damaged one. Drone 3 is not an arc, so we're going to shoot at a full health drone no matter what we do here. And I believe that Joy is out of. Yep, Joy is out of ion charges. Let me get that updated stream. Sorry about that. So Joy is out of ion charges. However, Joy is in a good position here because every shot that she'll take potentially will be a range one. So with that, that gives her that free evade. So Joy less likely to take damage here. We'll see what happens though. She has no focus to spend. Oh, fearless. So yeah, that is a dead whatever color that was. They're gonna be yellow. Yep, that's a dead yellow. Crit was stunned. Not that it matters. All right. So even with that droid down, Chris is still in the lead. A lot of X-wing to play here. Chris takes that range one shot. Oh, you gotta spend it, buddy. Spend them both. Yep. Spin it for 3. Joy rolls nothing. She'll get 1 free, and that's 2 on Joy. Whoo! And Chris wipes the sweat from his brow. All right, Chris, you need game is yours to lose now. Let's see if you can do another one of those. Range 1 shot and hit crit. Oh, Joy. This is not joyful. Joy rolls 1. Joy gets 1 and takes a crit. Let's see what that crit is. Direct. Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, no. Oh, that's a feel bad. That is the game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, oof. And I'll tell you, he tried the best he could. I think the only thing
oh,
I would have done differently as a scum player, I wouldn't have gone all in on DGS. I would have
yep.
tried to take 3 drones off the board. Uh, 3 drones for me. DGS was worth 53 points, which is good, but 3 drones are 63 points and 3 less shots on the board. Because you've got a numbers game here that you've got to win, and you pick off the little guys. DGS is easy to kill end game. You want to delete drones as fast as possible. Because that's what this boiled down to, is just gumming up the works with as many droid bodies as possible. Overall, though, great game. Wow. I thought sure that was an
Holy poop.
amazing game, guys. That was an amazing game.
Holy shit, dude. All right. Well, I got lucky. I didn't even eat my breakfast. I'm so hungry right now.
Are
Ugh.
you on stream with me or no?
Yeah. I'm on
Oh,
stream with you. He's not, just me.
oh, yeah, okay. So, welcome, Chris. That was an amazing, amazing game. I am amazed you pulled that out, but he did a couple of plays that I didn't agree with as a scum player. I don't think going in all in on DGS was the right move.
I was surprised by that too. It's easy points. And you know what's the sad thing is? This whole DGS would still have been alive if I had done a 4 forward instead of a 3, because it would have blocked Joy and then Dengar wouldn't have been able to barrel.
Right. Well, the other thing is, so a couple things, right? Number one, he set Dengar up on the left-hand side of the board, which meant that Dengar only had right turns.
Yep.
So the minute he barrel rolled into that stress, Dengar was going nowhere. Dengar, until he did that one straight, there's no way to remove that stress from Dengar. And then having Joy and Fen both go into DGS for me was a misplay. I would have left DGS alone and tried to delete 3 droids that turn. Because when you're flying against this many ships, it's a numbers game, and it doesn't matter points. It matters getting ships off the board. Because
Yep.
if I take 3 off the board, that puts you down to what that makes you're at 8. So that brings you down to a 5 on 3. And it takes 3 of your calculates off the board and 3 blockers off the board. That gives Dengar a much better room to maneuver, and it gives Fen and Joy a little bit. Man, when you deleted Fen, I lost my shit. I didn't know what to do here. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But and then when you got everybody around the side of Dengar, I knew Dengar was dead. Dengar needs you to be in front. So when he came in that aggressive with Dengar, you need to hang back. You need to hang back, let the Fangs do their work, and take range 2 and range 3 pot shots with Dengar so that you can always
Get your double
get
tap.
that double tap, because the minute he was in too close, it did not work out well for him.
Yep. As soon as he rolled and didn't get any hits on green
Oh my
or
god, that
blue,
was so
and then
sad.
he couldn't. He goes, "Oh, my Greedo's gonna work for you," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's awful.
Yep.
I feel so
Crit,
bad for
crit,
you, dude."
crit, 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 crit. Like that was oppressive, dude.
Yeah, he was. So he asked. So if you look at the screen, right, and I guess it's a little different. So when I set up, he asked why I didn't. He thought I was going to come in here, right, set up on this side, drag him through the rocks. I probably should have done that. But what I was worried about is like, because you always bitch about having to go left. If Dengar set up here, even if he has to go through the rocks at left, so what, right? I mean,
Right. You
it
want to
clear
turn left. You need
yeah.
to set up this side of the board. Even if it gives you rocks, Dengar needs to go down left side of the board
Yep, and I think the
or
false
right side of the
transponder
board so he
codes
can turn left.
should have been a contraband against my list. That's what I
Oh,
would have probably done.
absolutely.
Because then I would have been
Absolutely.
able to. He could have done so many maneuvers. The other thing he told me he couldn't do when he was on the board, he couldn't do the sloop. But I thought the sloop was right. Is it not?
No, sloop is left.
Oh, okay. So
In 1.0, they had a white sloop left and a red sloop right.
he couldn't do
Um,
the sloop. Then I blocked for a sloop and for a 4K,
I saw that. I was like, he's got to block both.
but he couldn't do the sloop because it was
I didn't
right for him.
realize that either. To be fair and
Oh,
honest,
okay.
I didn't realize it either. I thought for sure that's where that was going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it was funny because he's like, ooh, before we move, can I change this move? And I was like, I don't care. He's like, yeah, because I'm gonna fly Dengar off the board because I think he did dial in that sloop originally. And then I was like, oh, but I didn't think about it. I was like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. Change your move. That's not a big deal. And then
Right.
and then he when he did that, he did do the sloop, and I was like, oh, I'm surprised you didn't do a sloop there. And he's like, well, I can't. I was like, oh, um, I
Oh,
did
that
make a
explains a
mistake
lot.
this last couple of turns I made mistakes with letting Joy get range one shots to delete, a droid.
I
This is
thought he was clawing it back, man. I thought for sure, but then his green dice took a shit.
yeah, he would have clawed it back after this turn to some extent. I would have had to run away or to run away so I could get turns because he would have done a 4K right there or whatever the 2 turnaround maneuver is for it. So I probably would have left one. Now I probably would have I would have left the one pink droid there to try to block something. But I mean, he had me to some extent. I would have had to run with those stupid droids, which I could have done because I could have thrown blue like super fast and tried to hit some of those that debris cloud there. But it was fun.
How was John's game? Because I was not awake to watch it.
So John did very well. I do not like I-1 X-Wings. How about that? I just don't like them. I do not think I-1 X-Wings are awesome. But I mean, once he was so his opponent brought Commander Malaris in really close and left the Xi shuttle out, and his opponent was not able to delete his blue X-Wing right away. So his blue X-Wing had like 2 health, and then it just went in for the block under the Z shuttle. So they deleted Commander Malaris right away. And then his blue went in on the Z shuttle and just kept blocking it. And that Z shuttle had those biohex codes. So it
Okay.
was, and so they had target locked quick draw. And so what happened is then he came in, still had Scorch. It was still pretty close game. And then but Nora just lives forever, right? Because she gets rid of a hit every time. And he was able to ionize towards the end, quick draw, and that was there was no coming back after that.
Yeah.
Quick draw couldn't do anything but go one forward. John ionized her a second time, couldn't do nothing but go one forward. They did get after another X-Wing, but really after that it was done and over with. Scorch got almost deleted. He deleted backdraft in 2 turns as well. So being able to delete backdraft in one of those other ties just made it really oppressive. And then his X-Wings came in on the Xi shuttle, and then they have 2 green dice, the Xi shuttle does, but you can't take 2 range 1 or range 2 shots from X-Wings 2 turns in a row and live. You just can't.
No. No, I agree. You are not able to successfully do that with anything.
Yeah.
But
So that was a good game too. It was close at the beginning, but once John got Malaris off the board, it wasn't that big a deal. But once he got backdraft off the board, it started to swing. And then, getting half points on quick draw just easily made that it easily made that one a pretty unwinnable game at that point. They still could have won, but his opponent's chances went down to like 30% after that, really.
right.
So, all in all, it was a good series. We all had very close games, really. I mean, this
Yeah.
is the
If
only
MO
one that
if
was a little
MOV
bit out
counted
there.
if MOV counted, we would have been really close.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yep. I mean, in your game last night, you were pretty you were pretty close to winning it for the most part. So there was a couple of luck chances
I
that
think
with the
the only
variance
thing
that
that I
fucked it.
should have done differently, was in that very last turn is gone for more blocks to prevent his shots.
Yes, yep. If you go back and watch the stream, because I did the commentary by myself, so it's just me talking to myself. Like, oh, I do this. Oh, Charles. Oh, I like that move. Oh shit, I wouldn't do that. You had a couple of ones in there, but I don't think many of them affected the game that much, and except towards the end. Towards the end, you had a couple moves that that affected a little bit more. But really, you guys were so close in points. It was just a swing and a miss each way. You know,
Right.
so the probability was still 50-50 at that point. I do think your list did rock his list pretty hardcore though. But when it was those Connor
Yeah.
nets. You
I was
just
gonna
hit your
say
own Connor nets.
flying into my own counter nets probably didn't help
No.
my ability to work at all.
No, you deleted your own ship with the Connor nets. So I was like, oh, all right.
Well, to be fair, that ship had that pink that I deleted with the counter net had been holding on with 1 health for most of the game. So overall good series for us, I think. And I can't wait to see what happens next round because that puts us 1-1, right?
Yeah. So now what we have to do is determine if we're gonna change our lists up or not. I don't know if I'm
I'm not.
going to or not. You probably won't. I like your list. The only way you could change it is maybe some of your upgrades. You could, because that was the other thing. I was like, well, shit, with those upgrades, you could drop Ayla and you could put R4s on them, right, and make them ultra maneuverable. But I don't know. You give up a little efficiency there.
Hmm.
My guess is John won't change. He loves those X-wings. But now I feel like I should get a Resistance Y-wing list, right? Because you have a Republic one, and John has a Rebel one. I should just get the Resistance one, and we just fly like swarms with Y-wings.
Right. Do it, man.
Maybe we'll do that. I think I could put Rey on a Y-wing, can't I? Maybe. No, I don't think I can. I'm trying to think if there's a droid one Y-wing. Anyway, we'll look at it later. We can theory craft maybe we have to change them by today. So
Yeah, I'm not changing mine.
all right, I probably won't either. I don't like DJS on my list, to be honest with you. Though I might change that up.
That probably wouldn't hurt.
DJS has done almost boo for me in both games. This time I didn't take missiles. I mean, I guess he got Kraken off the board right away. That was nice for him.
Right.
But I bumped 80% of the time to try to keep. I had to keep his Dengar in that circle. That's all I knew, is that if I could keep his Dengar going towards the edge of the board, that he was very limited in maneuvers. Him bumping his Joy and Fen, I think that kind of did it in for Fen right there.
Right. But anyway, man, I gotta go because I gotta use the restroom. I woke up and went straight into stream and didn't do my morning sabbatical, so I must use the
Alright.
restroom.
Cool. Well, thank you all for joining us. We will be back Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern with a show, and we are taking Psych J up on his suggestion, and we are going to look at numbers. So be prepared to number crunch on Saturday. Thank you all. Have a good night.
I'm in, man.
You're in.
Bye.
Good. I like it. I love number crunching. That's my job. Anyway, have a good night.